All right. My name is Bridget Murray, and I did my presentation on Capri stuffed mushrooms. So I decided to focus more on the plant grown part of this presentation, which is the mushroom. So a little background is that mushrooms have been around for almost 800 million years. Mushrooms were first cultivated in the country of China. In recent decades, mushrooms have arisen new issues. So, as many people know, mushrooms can be used as so-called magic mushrooms, which is taking the mushrooms basically and turning them into psychedelics or drugs, and these cause people to hallucinate. And they're illegal in many places if you're doing that. So that's kind of a issue that's come up with them. And they're also poisonous. They can lead to death. But in a more religious aspect, mushrooms have been used in Hinduism, and they've been mentioned in Hindu scriptures and recipes. Today, mushrooms are used and grown worldwide, but the history of mushrooms goes back to cultures way before mine. So some nutrition facts based on a serving of 1 cup of mushrooms. So 1 cup is 22 calories, and fats would be zero point 0.2 grams. They have 3.0 grams of carbohydrates, 3.0 grams of protein, 0.7 grams of fiber. Some vitamins that are contained in mushrooms are vitamin D and B, including thiamine, riboflavin, and your B6 and B12 vitamins. Um, and then some minerals that I noticed or that I researched on that were found in mushrooms are selenium, potassium, copper, iron, and phosphorus. So, mushrooms have been proven to have multiple health benefits. I'd say the biggest study I was finding is that higher consumption of mushrooms reduces your risk of cancer by 45%. This was most associated with breast cancer. People who ate 18 grams of mushrooms showed a reduce in cancer by 45%, as I said. And mushrooms also reduce the risk of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. That is because they manage your neurodegenerative diseases. They also act as anti inflammatories. And overall, I concluded that they reduce the risk of disease rather than increase. So when I was searching up the quality of mushrooms, it's kind of hard to reassure yourself that mushrooms are good because you think of them as a fungi. But I looked them up, and to provide a quick summary as to how we know the mushroom is high quality, fresh food and safe for us is because research showed that during production of a mushroom, they go through a composting process, and within this process, heat applied on them through composting kills human pathogens. So this is scientifically proven, and mushrooms surpass microbial standards. So there should be absolutely no problems with consumption of a normal grocery sold mushroom. Some of the agriculture facts behind this: mushrooms can be grown year round, but they are best around the season of fall or early winter. Mushrooms are available worldwide, but they're most popular in the following countries: China, United States, Japan, UK, Germany, Poland. The production of a mushroom only requires 1.8 gallons of water. So the sustainability is actually very um, good. 1 million pounds of mushrooms can be produced on just 1 acre of land, which is hard to even fathom. It's pretty crazy. Producing 1 pound only requires 1 kilo or kWh of electricity. And then after mushroom harvesting, they can be recycled into potting soil. So they're easy to recycle and good for the environment. Dish preparation. So I looked up a recipe, and one way to cook a mushroom is using just a cast iron pan and your stove top. And a lot of people let the mushrooms brown before cooking. This wasn't required, but it was just part of this recipe. You add mushrooms to the heated olive oil. You cook without moving for 3 to 5 minutes on one side, then flip. And then you season with salt and pepper. So they're fairly simple to make. My experience with mushrooms. So I decided to go to Publix and get the white pre-washed sliced mushrooms. So I read that you don't have to cook these, so I decided not to cook them in oil or anything, and I tried them as is. I was not too fond of the taste. I didn't really like them that much. They reminded me of cauliflower, but a little more dry. The mushrooms were probably a 6 out of 10-ish. They weren't terrible. I do want to try them again though, but this time I'd like to cook them in oil and add salt and pepper. This is a picture of the kind that I got. They're pretty basic, nothing special, but they're decent. And then to conclude my presentation, so kind of looking at my own culture. In my culture, mushrooms are very common, used in traditional dishes here, such as adding them on top of a burger or to a casserole. But throughout gathering information on mushrooms, I've noticed they're used in a multitude of other cultures. I started off my project by looking into the Mediterranean dish caprese stuffed mushrooms. So that's kind of how I got into the mushroom side of this, which is just goes to show how they're used in other cultures and countries and many dishes. I mean, even going to restaurants like a Japanese restaurant, they use mushrooms and miso soup. So that's just another example, not listed in my slides, but they're definitely used worldwide and very popular and just an overall good dish. So yeah, and then here are my references. Thank you.